I've done over 1,000 presentations. Now, some of them have been terrible, and some of them have been incredible. And in this video, I'm going to share 4 lessons that I learned the hard way, which will help you become a more impactful public speaker. If you're new here, my name is Kyle Murter. I'm a public speaking champion, author, and on this channel, I create videos which will help you communicate with more confidence and impact. So if that's of interest, make sure you subscribe. The first lesson I learned will help you connect with your audience. It's to share a relatable problem. Now, what does that mean? It means saying or doing something which shows the audience that you are like them. A great example of this comes from a guy called Tim Urban, whose TED Talk has had millions of views. Here is how he started it.
So in college, I was a government major, which means I had to write a lot of papers. Now, when a normal student writes a paper, they might spread the work out a little like this. So, you get started maybe a little slowly, but you get enough done in the first week that with some heavier days later on, everything gets done and things stay civil. And I would want to do that like that. That would be the plan. I would have it all ready to go, but then actually the paper would come along, and then I would kind of do this. And that would happen every single paper.
So what was the relatable problem there? It was procrastination. And this is something we've all experienced. We've all had a deadline, and we've all waited up to the last minute to get the thing done instead of doing it out strategically, haven't we? And as a result, we can instantly connect with Tim. We feel like he is like us. We like him now, and we want to hear more. This is something which you need to do in every presentation. Say something or do something at the start that highlights a relatable problem that you've experienced and the audience are going through, that will get them intrigued and connected to you. The second big lesson I've learned is to be creative. One of the key reasons audiences get bored in presentations is because all presentations look the same. Think about it. Everybody puts up a slide and it has some text, it has a wee picture in the corner, and it's the same thing. Slide after slide after slide. Presentation after presentation after presentation. It is the same. And that sameness makes our brains switch off. So we need to do something different to stand out. We need to be creative. And I saw a really good example of this on one of my public speaking courses. A manager wanted to make a presentation about how it's difficult to keep track of data. So what he did was he showed us a black screen. And on that screen popped up one circle, one blue circle. And he said to us, I want you to follow the order of circles. And then a red circle popped up, and then a yellow circle popped up, and then a green one popped up, and then another blue one, and then another blue one, and another red one. And at first, it was fine, we were keeping track, but once we got to 9 circles, 10 circles, 15 circles, 35 circles, none of us had any idea what was going on. And that made the manager's point. It's difficult to keep track of things if you don't have a system. Now that was a very creative, fun way to make that point. And you can do this too. You don't just have to tell people your key point or tell people your information. Be creative about how you display it, and it will stay in their mind for longer. The third key lesson, which I truly learned the hard way, was to let the audience speak. I think it was Benjamin Franklin who had the quote, "Tell me and I'll forget. Teach me and I'll remember, but involve me and I'll learn." There's something very special about when you give the audience a chance to speak up in your presentation, a chance to share their ideas. They begin to feel involved in it, part of the presentation. It's no longer your presentation, it's their presentation. And when I first started as a speaker, I remember going to a school and doing the complete opposite of this. I literally walked into that school, delivered a 3-hour presentation, and spoke the entire time. I didn't give the pupils a chance to say anything. And you know what happened? They were bored, the school were unhappy, and I was never invited back again. And ever since, I've always made the effort to get the audience involved. Whether that be through asking them questions, getting them to have group discussions, or even inviting them up to the front of the stage and giving them a chance to practice public speaking. The more you involve them, the more engaged and inspired they will be. So give your audience a chance to speak. The fourth big lesson is incredibly important. In fact, this one will affect every aspect of your public speaking. It's going to affect how you deliver, how you create the content, how you interact with the audience. It's this. Remember, speaking is a privilege. I think too often we view public speaking as a punishment, as something we have to do, as something we have to just get through and survive. But the reality is, it's not. It's a privilege. Think about it. How many people in your organization get the chance to deliver presentations? Not many. Not many, a select few. And that means standing up in front of that group is a privilege. Not everyone gets to do it. And therefore you have to enjoy it, you have to embrace it, you have to see it as something not just to get through, but to actually enjoy. And the cool thing is, when you have this realization, it changes everything. You no longer feel like you have to do it, but you get to do it. You no longer feel like you're dreading it, but instead you're looking forward to it. You're no longer just enduring it, now you are enjoying it. See public speaking as a privilege, and that anxiety, those nerves you feel, they will fade away, and you'll become more present with the room. And that is truly when you're going to have the best impact. Now, if you want some help implementing these 4 lessons, you might be interested in my one-to-one coaching. How does it work? Well, basically, you will send me a presentation that you're practicing. And then I can give you in-depth feedback on it. I can give you feedback on your delivery, your body language and voice, on your content, your stories, your structure, your signposting, and your slides, if you have them as well. Basically, I will give you a full review, which will give you a tremendous amount of confidence going into your presentation, because you'll know exactly what you're good at and where you can improve. And I'll help you make those adjustments as well. So if you're interested in that type of coaching, send me an email at kyle@confidencebydesign.co.uk and I will send you some more information. See you in the next video.